Hey guys, welcome back to MFO. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. Last week I did an episode about coloring your spinnerbait blades, putting a little nail polish on them if you want to go from, say, a silver look and you want to put that red look to it and use a nail polish to do that. But in the comments, I had a guy who came back and said, yeah, but Mark, I don't have a lot of spinnerbaits that have that Colorado blade. It really has a willow leaf blade. Do you paint the willow leaf blade red as well, or do you have to switch it to a Colorado blade? Well, the reality is you can paint the willow leaf red, but if you want to switch over to a Colorado blade as that first blade, you can actually do it, and it really isn't that tough. So today I'm going to show you how to change a double willow leaf into a willow leaf Colorado blade. Then you can paint it or not paint it, do whatever you want. Stick around, guys. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Mark Fisher Outdoors, everybody. I'm Mark Fisher. So yeah, if we've got our double willow leaf spinnerbait, how do we change that to a Colorado blade? Well, I have a box of blades, and if you look at this, it is literally just an assortment of different types of blades, whether it's, what size, Colorado, copper, silver, willow leaf, Indiana blade, whatever it is, just a ton of different blades. And so what I've done is I've just found a little Colorado blade, the size that I want to get, and I'm just going to replace that blade, this willow leaf blade, with this Colorado leaf blade. So how do I do that? Well, what I have to do is I'm going to have to straighten that bend right there in the wire. That's the only thing I'm going to have to do. And I'm going to need to make sure that I take everything off and put everything back in the right order. So let's get to that. So I'm not even going to worry about, I picked a real old rusty spinnerbait, which probably this needs to be corrected too, but I'm not going to do that right now. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this wire and I'm going to straighten it out. I got that blade off, and now I'm going to straighten this wire. And so now I can take my bead off. Take one bead. Now I've got this little tube, and that's going to come off. And then my next bead, that comes off. And then I've got my wrap, and that's going to come off. And now as soon as I got that off, I'm literally just going to put that back on. And now I'm going to put it all back together. There we go. And then I got to put it back together the same way. So I got a bead. I got the tube. The tube was the hardest thing to come off, and it's the hardest thing to put back on, but then I did. I got the other bead. Fat fingers. There we go. All right, and then now I'm gonna take my willow leaf blade that I'm keeping, and I'm just gonna put that right where my bend was, and I'm gonna bend that back. I absolutely need to get a new split ring for this, but I'm gonna, like I said, right now I wanna show you the process of changing a blade. And close it just like it was before. And now I have just changed my double willow leaf spinnerbait into a willow leaf Colorado blade spinnerbait. And again, what this really, the two questions, painting it, go ahead, paint it, don't paint it, paint both, don't paint both, that's up to you. But the point being, if you want to switch blades on your spinnerbaits, it's that simple. You can modify your spinnerbaits that way. It's something that, as you can see, you can do it in the boat. You can do it, while you're fishing. As long as you have your spare blades with you, it's something that is, pretty readily done. Now, the reality is you can't do it a lot on the same blade because you will end up wearing that wire out to the point. But again, I haven't done anything to damage the integrity of this spinnerbait because the only place that I've bent the wire is right here. I haven't damaged the integrity of the bait itself. So you don't have to worry about, losing fish because your spinnerbait's gonna break, but if you do this quite a bit at that end, you may end up shortening it because it's gonna break where that bend is. But guys, I've modified spinnerbaits for 15, 20 years at this point. And, at times when you feel like you need a little bit more thump or you need a little bit more flash, you can do that. That's why I've kind of got this spare box of blades just to do that kind of thing. So thank you for the question. I appreciate it. I love it when you guys send questions in the comments. I would love a lot more, to be honest, because it gives me ideas for videos like this. It lets me kind of educate you on the things that you really want to know about. So thank you so much for asking that question. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again tomorrow on another episode of Mark Fisher Outdoors. Take care, everybody.